I'm Dan Turner. I'm the faculty member that will lead the learning experience that you'll have this quarter in Marketing of Innovations. And I want to spend a little bit of time talking to you about myself, a little bit about the course, and a little bit about what will be required of you in this class. Just a little brief background, me. I have an MBA from the other Washington, the Olin Business School in St. Louis, Missouri, and also a PhD from the Kellogg School in marketing with a minor in econometrics. I mention this because it does frame how I approach some of the issues in the class. I joined the Foster faculty in 1999 as an assistant professor in marketing, and I've been here and loving it ever since, engaging students like you. I've been the associate dean of the master's program since 2007, so ultimately I have the curricular responsibility for that master's portfolio, and that includes, of course, this course. Just in terms of my professional experience, I do have some experience in terms of marketing of innovations, believe it or not, both with the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis and also with Circuit City. These are organizations that might sound like they're not particularly innovative or marketers of innovative products, but I'd be happy to share with you some stories about things that we did in those two organizations that were actually quite innovative and associated with the marketing of innovative solutions. Sometimes a challenging environment creates that need for innovation. I'd be happy to speak with you about that as the course progresses. I also have extensive consulting experience, both in Chicago and out here, working with the organizations that you would expect, the Microsofts, the Amazons, the Starbucks, et cetera. And I think that might bear somewhat on the learning experience that you're going to have. At a personal level, I'm passionate about a lot of things, but three that are particularly important here. You'll hear about them, my family. You'll hear more stories about my daughter than you'll probably enjoy. But also about education and technology. There's a strong reason for what I do and the way that I do what I do in terms of the values that I bring to the table. So I just want to let you know about those things up front. I'm very serious about the learning experience that you'll have in the class, and I'm serious about our use of technology as a way of helping make that learning experience a deeper one. In terms of the course itself, my uber goal for you in the class is to make you a better marketing decision maker in the context of marketing and innovation. You've already had a learning experience in marketing. You might even have marketing responsibility or experience in the professional world. How is this course, how's the content domain of this course going to be different? What is an innovation? Let's start there. An innovation is something that's new to the world or new to a group. That's going to be our first condition. Something that kind of hasn't been seen before. And what I like to do is kind of encourage you to think about innovations along a continuum. That it's not like it's an innovation or not, but there's a range of innovativeness. And we're trying to choose things that are closer towards one end, the things that are new to the world or new to a group, as opposed to things that have been around for a long period of time. There will be at least one additional condition for us in terms of an innovation, defining an innovation, and I'd like to demonstrate that with an example. This is a little thing that I pulled from the web for an allegedly innovative product, and it is innovative in a number of ways. It's a Titan 2 piece of luggage, just a roller piece of luggage, but you see it has this innovative feature, which is that the laptop case pulls out of the master piece of luggage. And in fact, when you pull the laptop case out of this master piece of luggage, then your original piece of luggage becomes a footrest that you can use on the airplane. And I think that's kind of interesting as somebody who's had a fatigued foot or fatigued leg flying on a plane. It's a little bit innovative, perhaps. But maybe it doesn't go quite as far as another innovative solution in the luggage space. This is a Blue Smart bag. It's a piece of luggage that is powered. That's the first thing that you would want to know, and includes a number of interesting features. It allows you to charge your phone. It has location capability via both Bluetooth and GPS. There's an app that you can install and find out where it is at any point. It's pinging signal. It also includes a number of other features if you install the app, like the ability to weigh itself to make sure that you're not overweight in terms of your luggage requirements for an airplane, for a flight. I think that's kind of interesting, and while we've got two innovative pieces of luggage here, I think that the second one, most of us would agree, is significantly more innovative than the first. And the reason is because of the second characteristic of our definition. We're going to say that an innovation is something that's not just new to the world or new to a group, but also something that requires, say, significant behavioral change relative to current solutions that are being used by the customers that are targeted by the innovation. So we're going to look at these basic 2 points as our definition of what is something that's particularly innovative. The trick is going to be that while you have existing marketing frameworks, they tend to break down a little bit when we get into trying to market solutions that require significant behavioral change. So the course is going to empower you with some tools, some theories, some frameworks for thinking about marketing an innovative solution in this context of something that's new to the world or new to a group, but that also requires significant behavioral change by that group if the solution is going to be adopted and used to its fullest potential. It'll be about ways of basically thinking about creating, communicating, and delivering unique or superior value with these innovative products, services, and solutions so that our organization can capture that value back in the form of a price premium or in the form of a volume premium in the marketplace. Those are my uber goals for the class. A couple other things that I want to share about the course relate to the way that you will engage with the course content. We're going to use what's called a flipped model of learning, flipped classroom model of learning in the context of this class. And you may or may not have seen that before, but I just want to give you my working definition. A flipped classroom is an environment for learning where we take the passive part of learning outside of the class. The traditional lectures and things will occur outside of the class. And that's so that we can present exclusively, or almost exclusively, active learning experiences inside the classroom. The education literature is very clear that people learn more, it sticks around longer if they're actively involved in co-creating their own learning. And we're going to leverage that in the context of this course. When you show up in the classroom, it's going to largely be, almost exclusively be about these active learning experiences. So how are you going to learn the basic content to the class? If I'm not going to be lecturing, how will you pick up materials? Well, a big component is going to be in videos like this, where key elements of our lecture, things that if we were conducting the class in a traditional way, would be delivered inside the classroom, are now going to happen outside via streaming videos like this one. I'll try to keep them relatively short, say somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes, so your attention doesn't wander too much. But I need you to be focused in that 10 or 15 minute period, and there will likely be several such little videos before each one of our 5 class meetings. The streaming video does present some options to you that you don't have in a traditional lecture classroom environment, and that's that you can fast forward past parts that you already know or understand. You can rewind if you're having trouble with certain portions, or you can rewatch an entire video to meet your personal needs with respect to your learning, to make sure that you extract as much of the learning out as possible. We'll also have always an in-class opportunity to ask questions. So I'll have you watch these videos before the class session, and then I'll let you ask questions about that content when we get into class. That'll be kind of the first thing that we do each day. But the majority of our time together in classes will be focused on active learning. We'll have case sessions, we'll have team-based projects and in-class exercises, and project presentations that we'll do together. It certainly, this flipped classroom model, shifts your responsibility with respect to your learning, but at the conclusion of the course, I think you'll see it, understand, appreciate why I've made this choice in architecture of the class, and why I think it leads to a better learning experience. In terms of the structure of the class, it's really organized into 5 specific modules. On the first day, we'll look at the risks and opportunities that are inherent to marketing of innovations. It turns out that marketing and innovation will be more risky, both in terms of upside and downside risk. And we'll look at a taxonomy for trying to classify some of those risks. Look at the customer and product drivers of adoption of an innovation. We call that the diffusion process. And we'll look at one specific tool for forecasting the adoption of an innovation. In class 2, we'll move on to the notion of value creation, considering the literature from psychology in what causes people to adopt or not adopt a product, and not things that are about the product itself, but what happens in customer psychology that presents some challenges or some opportunities. I'll, at that point, also briefly introduce you to some tools of design thinking, ways of designing solutions so that more value is created. From there, we'll move on to the challenges of value communication and delivery of innovative solutions. And we'll look at journey maps, experience maps, and ways of messaging people so that we can organize our arguments about why some customer should adopt. And that'll be our 3rd week, our 3rd set of sessions. In a 4th set of sessions, we'll look now back at the value capture piece. So we've done all these great things to create, communicate, and deliver unique or superior value through an innovation. This will be our chance to capture some value back. And as you might guess, With innovative solutions, we have an opportunity that most traditional marketers don't have. Not only can we change the price level that we capture, but we can actually change what's called price structure, or the way that we capture value back. Think about innovative value capture models as things like Uber or fractional ownership, things like that. And we'll go into a structured discussion of which models become more attractive or less attractive and under what conditions. And then lastly, I'll ask you to put all these pieces together in terms of integrative value management for an innovative solution. You'll have the opportunity to think about, for a product of your choosing or a solution of your choosing, what the risks and opportunities are, apply some of that content, think a little bit about value creation, think about value communication and delivery, and think about value capture, putting all of that together for an innovative product solution of your choice. And you'll share those ideas with your classmates in the form of a project presentation at the end of the course. In terms of your next steps, I do have a few specific calls to action. Because this is a flipped classroom course, we will hit the ground running on day one. In fact, there's an assignment for the first day of class, a team assignment. So I'd like you to check out the syllabus and the Canvas website information about that assignment for the innovative product flop report and presentation. This is, again, a team assignment for the first class meeting. So you'll have to do the work before our first class, before our first chance to get together. And you'll present and share your ideas with the class in our first class meeting. More details about the assignment on Canvas, but one of the things that I want to highlight is that it will require notification to me of your team's choice of which innovative product flop you're interested in studying. It doesn't really require my approval, but in the interest of maximizing our group's learning, I'd like to make sure that no two teams choose the same innovative product flop for their area of study. So just let me know what you're going to study based upon your read of that assignment guide, and we'll be able to go from there. I will approve it in that sense, and we'll move along. This is an assignment for which you should be well prepared to complete based upon the previous experiences that you've had in earlier marketing courses and maybe professionally. So it doesn't really require any new knowledge from the course, so you can get working on it right away. Look to Canvas for additional details on this assignment and for other assignments if you're interested. And there's always a backstop. Please feel free to email me at djturner@uw.edu. It's also on the syllabus. Or call either my office line or call my mobile number, text my mobile number if you need additional help. The other thing that you're going to need to do for day one, in addition to completing this assignment, is be ready to hit the ground running in terms of the active learning experience. So it's to review all the flipped lecture content for the first class meeting. 2 or 3 short videos and a couple pieces of reading. I just want you to have digested that and be ready to go. That's it for the introduction to our course. If you have any questions that you'd like to pose, again, feel free to reach out. Here's my email address one more time, or use any of the contact information on the syllabus. I'd be happy to try to address your questions in a way that best facilitates your learning experience in the class. Thanks.